doing today, and welcome to 100 Cats Lost in Poland. Now, this is going to be more of like a chill kind of vibe video, and I just kind of want to talk. I just kind of want to yap, kind of want to relax. Where, I hope everyone's doing well, everyone's doing good. I love this. Let me, there we go. I just kind of want to talk to see, Jesus Christ. Is that a cat? Oh, no, is that a gnome holding a pierogi? Hell yeah. Oh wait, what do the Slavs call it? I don't remember. It's been a while since I've watched a Life of Boris video. But yeah, how's everyone doing today? I hope you guys did enjoy Fazbear February. I guess WASD to go around to see what's going on. Honestly, Fazbear February genuinely was a lot of fun to do, as we had our moments of, oh, some things were rough, some things were bad. Especially, Jollies 2 and Jollies 3 Chapter 1 and FNAF Ultimate Edition, where I genuinely don't think I've been that mad at a FNAF fan game. Or, don't get me wrong, FNAF Ultimate Edition wasn't that bad, but it was like the first game to genuinely give me a headache. Where even if when I had my volume at like 20, it was still super loud. Also, the game wasn't really clear on some of the mechanics, which is fine, It's like, okay, I don't mind trying to figure out how a game works. But at the same time, it's just like, when we had to go against like the Shadow Freddy, where that jump scare was way too damn loud. As well as, it's just like, okay, I click on him, nothing happens. Okay, I go to the cameras, nothing happens. I put on the mask, nothing happens. I shock the door, nothing happens. And then it's just like, okay, so maybe after restarting the game, maybe it was bugged. And I would start clicking him, and I was like, oh, now clicking him is working. It's one of those, not much you can do about it. Well, yeah, as of recording, it is currently Tuesday, March 3rd. I'm not sure when this video is going to be up, as I've been working on a whole backlog of videos, especially before, like, during January. That was just why I was recording, and a lot of the times I sounded so tired was because I had almost like 40 videos pre-recorded. And then I was editing them, and then I was going live, and then I was playing FNAF, and then it's just like, oh, I'm tired, but, I mean, yeah, but even though that was kind of a headache and a half, seeing your response to it, honestly, is just, I'm glad. But I'm definitely going to be taking a bit of a break from FNAF for quite some time. Maybe around like Halloween or Spooktober, I'll start playing FNAF again. Maybe like the short, like bite-sized games, kind of like the Webs of Kongs and Oil, which is maybe like 30-40 minutes total. I'll probably play that. I've actually found quite a lot of the cats, man. Is there any games that you guys would want to see on the channel? As today is going to be episode 2 of streaming South Park: The Fractured But Whole, and hitting 309 subscribers at the moment. I want to expand my channel instead of just doing like Let's Plays. Is there anything you guys would want to see? Anything, I should do? Because, I've thought about doing cooking, as I enjoy cooking, I enjoy baking. but I don't really have a GoPro or a way to do a first-person style video. Because when I was doing first-person style teasers for my book under Project Insomnia, kind of like ilonelywalk.amov, or, you know, POV tests, I was just using my phone. Like, I was just holding it with one hand and then with one hand doing another thing. I gotta see what to do about it. Because I want to make more of the short films. I want to do more of those, because those were actually really fun to do. Where, I've actually been thinking of probably going to go to college for film. Or video production. Where I'm thinking of probably going to UT. Or maybe U of H. Because, you know, there's so much I want to do. And considering how everything in the world is, you know, I kind of have to be prepared, and I have to do so much. And I know YouTube and all that exists, so there's master classes. But the thing that I'm kind of leaning towards of going to college is because, well, if the courses, you know, they're free. You know, I have access to the equipment, I have access to the tools. Technically it's free. I mean, I have to pay for the course. I mean, I have to pay for, you know, the semesters and all that. So yeah, I'm actually kind of debating on what to do with my life. Because, don't get me wrong, I really enjoy writing, I enjoy talking to you guys, I enjoy streaming, I enjoy genuinely a lot of things, but, you know, I'm in my early 20s. And with the way that the world and the economy is going, you know, even though this is a hobby and I do this for fun and I don't really care about the money, I don't care about, you know, the views, I don't care about, you know, any of this, you know, not in a pushing it back way, but more of, I kind of need to figure stuff out, you know? I'm trying to find work. I've got I passed my driving test and I have my license. You know, I really do need a job if I'm gonna continue, you know, doing these little videos and, actually, I'll just use the hand. And, there's, to me, nothing wrong with that. 'Cause I enjoy what I do. This, to me, I think this is one of the best things that could have happened. Or even though I may be on the smaller side, I have no complaints. I'm just happy to do something. I'm happy to create. I'm happy to kind of enjoy what I do, you know? Even though, yeah, it's taken me way too long to actually start editing, but I just never had time in the beginning. Hmm. And as I've said before, you know, eventually, I really do need to figure shit out, but I also want to thank everyone that's been a part of this. I'm not going away, or I'm not, you know, disappearing or anything anytime soon. I just, you know, want to try to figure out what to do with my life. Because I'll admit, with the way everything has been, I'm tired of everything constantly feeling out of my control. You know, I'm frustrated that, you know, politicians are doing the stupidest shit and holding everyone back. I'm tired of everything becoming a subscription service. I'm tired of just everything being a rat race where this is something I talked about in my Oblitus Casa stream, where I just started venting and kind of just talking about how things are, you know? And there's only so much bitching someone can do. Where, yeah, you can complain and shake your fist and go, grrr, just whine and complain, but I've always been the type of person where instead of complaining, I'd rather do something about it. And that's kind of what I hope to do. Because with the company and studio I'm trying to build, I want to take control. I want to, raise my fingers, like my fucking middle fingers to studios and Hollywood for screwing over voice actors, screenwriters, authors, writers, poets, and pushing for AI. I want to, build something with my future where I can say I did this. I made this. My life had a purpose. Because I mean, you can be Democrat, you can be Republican, you can be centrist, you can be socialist, you can be whatever, right? But if you're just gonna bitch, whine, and moan and not do anything, then it's just like, what's the point? Sort of how I am so tired of just everything going up for no real reason. Or I'm tired of genuinely everything becoming a subscription service or like a pay to use. Like Netflix has been going up and the quality of the shows have been shit. Like I'm still mad that you would have shows like Inside Job, Glitch Techs get canceled and then you get shows like Big Mouth have it extended in more seasons. Where it's like, why? Or I'm just so tired of everything being so politicized. Where, I'm a right leaning libertarian. Or for example, I I believe that the government shouldn't have as much power as it does. I would want a smaller government because look at the Trump administration. The government overreach is fucking insane. Where it's like, oh, gonna raise all these tariffs, gonna start wars in other fucking countries, gonna fucking hike up the prices, or just everything with the Epstein files. Where it's like, you're telling me that you can go capture the president of Venezuela, but you can't capture any of the people on the list. And I just think that's fucking ridiculous. Where, I believe, I don't care. Like, here's my philosophy when it comes to people. As long as you're not hurting women, children, or animals, I don't care what you do. Like, I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're trans. I don't care if you're straight. I don't care what you want to label yourself as long as you're not a pedophile, as long as you're not a child abuser, as long as you're not a woman abuser or a male abuser, like as long as you're not abusing your partner, then I don't care. I don't care what you do in the bathroom. I don't care what you do in the bedroom. It's one of those. Everything is just so fucking politicized. Everything is just so like just going the e-shitification of everything. Like gaming is becoming something where, as much as I love it, and I've just met some incredible friends because of gaming, I'm also just kind of starting to become sick of it. Because boy oh boy, I can't wait to spend $70 on a game that then is going to turn to $75 and then $8 because the company, EA, Activision, is putting all of the resources from these talented studios to develop AI slop and tools. And then it's just like, well, what's the point? Or don't get me wrong, I'll support indie devs, I'll support, you know, upcoming games, double A studios, singles A studios. But I'm just tired. And I'm sorry if I'm bitching and whining. It's just more with the way that everything is going, it does affect the channel. Because there are times I genuinely don't want to play games. There's days I genuinely don't want to stream. I don't want to do anything because it's just like, it's incredibly frustrating seeing, you know, my favorite hobbies and everything just keep going up, and the reason being, oh no, AI. And it's like, well, you know, people can fight with their wallet. People can say, hey, you know, this is shit, I don't want to buy it. And it turns into a whole fucking mess. And it's just like, the cost of living keeps going up. Oh, what the hell? I don't know why I did that. That was weird. Where? It's like, oh yeah. Also, yeah, because it's just like, what's the point? We're getting into all these trade wars and tariffs for no fucking reason. Like, the economy's gone up, like, what, 2 points, 3 points? Like, I've spent almost 9 months trying to find a job. Oh, the economy is booming, there's so many new jobs, there's new this, there's new that. It's like, where? You're talking about all these jobs, but I don't see any. I've put out almost 400 different applications. Or it's just like, everything like going on in like Minnesota and Chicago, or it's just like, okay, you know, these government agents, they're going a little too far. They're genuinely going too far. And the thing that's also super frustrating is you can't have an opinion or like civil discussion. Like, you can't, because as soon as someone says, oh, they're right, they're immediately a Nazi, a fucking, oh my god, just MAGA extremist or whatever. And then the same can be said about the left. Oh, you're a libtard, you're a socialist, you're a fucking, all these names under the sun. And it's just like, sweet Jesus. It's not that deep. Like, I have no idea what happened in like the last 10 years. As in 2016, like, in the 2010s, no one gave a shit. And then 2016 happened. Everybody turned politics into their fucking personality, and, you know, there's all this division, and there's no nuance. You can't, you know, go like, ah, you know, hey, that's your opinion, that's fine. Like, I don't really care about your opinion, as long as you're not forcing it onto me. I'm like, oh, okay, you know, you agree with this policy? That's fine. You know, I disagree with it. However, you know, I can understand where you're coming from, and that's fine. You can choose to believe what you want to believe because it doesn't affect me. What affects me is all these fucking corporations going, oh, we need to put AI in everything, or government. I don't get it. Like, government ID in almost fucking everything. Like, when it came to Discord, right? The Discord is just like, oh, you know, we're gonna use Persona, which is developed and used by Palantir for surveillance. I'm like, I don't want to fucking deal with that. Why does everything I need to use have to have like government verification or government ID? And it's beyond frustrating. This is like, for me to even just do this YouTube channel, you know, I almost lost it because I didn't know YouTube put out an update like 5-6 months ago where it's just like, oh, if you want to upload on the platform, you have to show your government ID or your channel can face termination. So I was like, shit, okay, not what I expected, but well, you want to continue using the platform. It's just, oh my god. And again, you know, I usually try to be, you know, a little positive. That's why I play like silly, goofy games or have like silly edits. I'm just tired, you know. But you know, I'm not gonna fucking freak out and throw a temper tantrum and do all this. Just more of, yeah, I'll bitch and moan because what else can I really do? You know, you freak the fuck out. Nothing happens. You try to call shit out. Nothing happens. And that's just the upsetting part. Just imagine if like the Epstein files came out like 15, 20 years ago. There would be riots in the streets. You know, like the whole, like especially during the Me Too movement. Imagine if all the files and everything came out during that. Just, I don't know. Like, I don't want to, you know, swallow the black pill and be nihilistic and go, oh, that is what it is. Because I don't want this to be the new normal. I mean, shit. And that's the thing I just don't understand is like, why are we normalizing this? Why are we normalizing, you know, government overreach? Why are we normalizing, you know, fucking beyond a division in politics? You know, why are we like normalizing fucking invading another country for no valid reason? Or like going to war for like no reason? Didn't we learn from Afghan and Iraq? Why are we pushing for something that doesn't even exist? Like the whole AI bubble, where it's like what, $7 billion, and it's shit. Because it's just one of those, you know. This is gonna be my generation's problem. This is gonna be, you know, Gen Z and Gen Alpha's problem because once Gen X and the Boomers are gone and the Millennials are gone, then it's just like fuck. You know, let's make the world a better place. Well, shit, you're doing a terrible job at it. Or it's just, you know, I don't even know what's going on anymore because you can say the most absurd things. Oh, and like in the news that you would go like, oh yeah, no, that's fake. Oh, you're making it up. Oh, you took that from like The Onion or Babylon Bee. It's like, no, it actually happened. And it's just like, what's going on, you know? Like there's still some shit that hasn't been fixed in like over a decade. Like I remember in it was like I think first grade. I think it was like 2010. Well, like Flint, Michigan still has, you know, their water crisis, you know, all that heavy chemicals in the water. Or it's just one of those. Why do we keep giving money to foreign nations while that, you know, Americans can't even pay for their own food? We can't pay to live. We can't afford housing. And instead of building housing, it's like, let's build apartments. But here's what the apartments, either like almost 6 times as much as it used to be like 4 or 5 years ago. It's genuinely insane. Or just every video game has become a fucking live service game. You know, like what, Concord, High Guard, Arc Raiders. Like I'm not talking shit about Arc Raiders, but just everything is a live service. Where it's just like I just want to buy a game, have it be completed, and just play it. I'm tired of making accounts. I'm tired of, you know, all these microtransactions. I'm tired of, like, just let me buy the game and play it. Like, I don't care. Oh my god, I think this is the longest I've spent actually just being angry. Also, I mean, all, like, the whole tangent and bitching that I just did isn't gonna really mean anything. You know, in the grand scheme of things, that's just another voice in the void. And that's okay, because you know what? I'm still gonna make my videos. I'm still gonna try to be silly, still try to enjoy things. Even though it's gonna be harder to, I'm still gonna try to enjoy life. So I'm not gonna give up just yet. And you know, I would suggest the same to you guys. Oh yeah, even though things are going to shit, things are going bad, don't give up. There's still plenty in this life to live for. Even though I just spent, what, almost 30 minutes just bitching. Changes can be made. We just have to be the generation that does it. I mean, I'm not going, oh, we need a revolution or anything. It's just like, no, we need common sense and courtesy. we already have enough fucking political LARPers and activists and all this shit. Just like, just bring back common sense. Like, hey, that's fucking stupid. Don't do that. Or hey, don't start shit with other countries to hide the files. You know? What can you do? Definitely vote against the corporations with using your wallet. Stop buying these games, stop buying this shit. Try to tune out the noise. Where honestly, maybe the best form of resistance is just living. It's like, you're trying to make my life hell. I'm still here, motherfuckers. Or, I mean, there's so many issues that can be fixed if they actually put the time and effort into fixing them, you know? Like, this is a hot topic, but, you know, with immigration, that can be fixed so easily. Where, you know, if you revise the system, where, yes, you know, if they are dangerous, or, you know, there's this magical thing called due process, where, you know, instead of throwing them into a camp, or throwing them into a warehouse, or throwing them into Alcatraz, you know, you can detain them, give them their due process, give them their rights, but also, everyone is so focused on the illegal aspect, they're not focused on the legal aspect, you know? Like, for example, if you did a system where you focused more on helping illegals pretty much cut the line and skip the whole process that legals, like people that are trying to legally immigrate, gotta do, then that's going to create a vicious cycle of, well, you know, if you're doing all this for illegals and ignoring the people that are trying to get here illegally, then it's just like, well, that's going to incentivize them to break the law, and incentivizing them to break the law is going to incentivize, you know, these talking points of like, oh, see, all these illegals are bad and hurting our country, and it's like, but no, it's a whole system that is that's been created to cause problems. And it's just like one of those, like, there's so much common sense, and if you just really use your fucking brain, like, it doesn't matter, like, oh my god. Like, for example, you know, let's say that if you worked on the legal process, where if you put more money and investment into it, where you gave people that needed, you know, like emergency asylum because they're fleeing, you know, war-torn countries, you know, you helped them with their paperwork, you gave them the due process, you gave them their visa, you helped them out, and you actually focused more on that, then that would help more people go through legally. But if you create a system where there's not really any funding, you take away money, and that you have these, you know, sanctuary cities or these where it's just like bring illegals in, and then doing that creates a cycle of, oh look, illegals are becoming a problem in our country, and then you have like the right go, oh, look, see, these are going to be problems. See, these people need to be gone. These need people to get deported. In terms of that, and you're treating them like human pawns, which is the fucked up part. You're treating these humans like pawns, and for what? A few votes? Like women, children, and men, or like families, are going through hell to get into this country, and where they see this as if I hop a fence or if I get smuggled in, then oh, I can have immediate assistance. But then the people that are trying to come in legally that are spending years or months like waiting in line, then they're gonna get pissed off and then do that and then like I don't I don't understand, but I understand at the same time, which is like, oh, that sounds like an oxymoron. However, it's this way the system is designed to cause problems, treat people like pawns, put more money into security, but also causing division. It's so frustrating. Because personally, here's my thought process. Like, I do not care if you're an illegal that isn't, hurting women, children, or, a rapist or any of this. Like, if you are an illegal that is causing problems or, a jihadist or a terrorist or, a cartel member, then you need to go. But if you're someone who's fleeing like let's say Venezuela, for example, or Cuba, or Iran, or these countries that are going through huge conflict, and that it would be great if there was maybe a protective system where, okay, these are families that need help. We can try to expedite their process, even though it may take us some time, or, these people. And if they come in illegally, but they're not hurting anyone, then who the fuck cares? And I'm not gonna fucking say, oh, it's stolen land or any of that bullshit. It's like, who the fuck cares? My thing is, as long as they're not killing anybody, raping anybody, who the fuck cares? Yeah, our politicians rape more people than, average people do. Shit, just look at the Epstein files. Where it's like, these are problems that can be fixed. And it's just like, oh, we don't need all these charities and organizations or any of that. You just need common sense and brain power, Like, oh, if we put more effort into the legal process to come in, then less illegals would be coming in, it's that simple. And it's like, you're telling me if I invested more money into the border, where instead of it going to corrupt guards, cartels, or anything, and it went to helping the people and helping move things along faster, making paperwork go through faster, making everything be more efficient, then what's the issue? Oh, well, but you see, you gotta do all these. That's like, oh, whatever. Oh, shut up. Whatever. We all know it's like a whole pawn versus pawn. And that's just the sick part. It's not just the sick part, it's also just the sad part, too. Because, if you listen to the news, both, if you watch, like, Fox, CNN, MSNBC, CBS, it's biased on both sides. And it's not like a fence sitting of like, oh, you're saying both sides bad. Both sides are shit. Both sides aren't really doing anything to be better. Oh, but Democrats are in the minority. They may be in the minority, but they can still do something. They hold some power. Like Europeans are holding, Kramer, they're holding like their parliament, they're holding their their parliaments. I almost said congressmen, but they're not. It's like their House of Representatives and in question. And what do we do? genuinely just baffles me. Because everyone's so focused on stirring the pot and causing, you know, more hatred. But these are simple solutions if we just used our brains. And the crazy part is no one thinks like this. And it genuinely saddens me, you know? Because if you try to call anyone out, you're called like an extremist or a sympathizer or whatever. Or it's just like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. It's just one of those. Everything's coming to light. The truth will always be revealed. And there are still good people in this world. There are still good people trying to do the right thing. Like I said, I'm just another voice. And, you know, I'm a YouTuber. I'm not fucking politically inclined or any of that. You don't have to take it. I'm just a guy. I'm just a very frustrated guy. I don't know why everything needs to be difficult, you know? It doesn't have to be. And that's like the frustrating part. All these systems, all these ways to make things difficult for the common man or common woman. It's ridiculous. I just want to play my silly cat game and not get angry. Oh, I'm missing something. Did I get over here? Yeah, I did. Oh, I missed a cloud. I missed a tile. Alright, well, thank you all so much for watching. I'm sorry that this turned into like a whole rant and vent. I'm just genuinely tired of just how everything's going, and I wish it could genuinely be different, but, you know, I hope everyone does have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, or evening, depending where they are in the world, and with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.